and the pro. Pero
hindi, very important variable siya to be relegated lang sa ganon. I think it has to be admitted up front and they play a very significant role in terms of influencing the process and the outcome of that house bill.
That is the very reason why this became controversial. And then, because of the church view. And the media is just, a medium to parang enhance or magnify or downplay the issue.
But I think media plays a very
Tsaka dear, bakit magkaiba yata? Ito parang framework?
Yeah, different.
Bakit ibang application?
Miss, na-emphasize lang namin yung importance ng three strips of information na na-emphasize din John Dindon.
Hindi magkaiba.
Pero, una-una dito, walang media stream. Walang, ang nandito lang sa side of predisposition, intervening variables, yung political stream yun lang, tapos, and then comes the agenda setting. Pero pagdating dito, napaka-evident na media. So, how do you reconcile both?
Kasi Miss True Media, na yung political events na pinapakita niya yung political events. So, through that, napapakita niya, pwede niya ma-apektahan yung decision making sa legislature.
So, ano yung three streams na sinasabi ni Jude dito sa title na? Kasi puro political stream nito. And then,
may problem policy.
Problem policy and operational.
Yung tatlong below. No, yung tatlong below.
Operational.
yung tatlong window niya na below. Tapos magkakaroon ng outcome.
Sige, full.
HPE.
So this is a modified one. They just take the three main concepts from the window.
O yun, nandun sa upper left-hand corner, the conservative view of the Catholic Church. And
So sa problem 3, papasok na dyan ang Catholic. Kasi the women's organizations say the absence of RH law is non-support for human rights, specifically women's rights. At sabi naman ng church, the family is inviolable in the Philippine Constitution. So you get what I mean? So different framing of the problem set. Pero sila nang-invoke. Isa rights sa constitutional obligation to the family. Kasama na dapat yun.
Kaya wala siya sa labas. Hindi siya incidental, kumbaga. Dapat vital ang position niya dyan. Kasi vital ng women's organization.
Naninialam sila sa policy stream, di ba?
Correct.
And also they use policy entrepreneurs to si Frenny Tatat na yun? Frenny?
Si Bob.
Oo, grabe silang
Mas kung saan pa din mo.
Saka si Gigi, policy entrepreneur. Ako I'm not very comfortable with how the objectives were formulated. I would rather that since you have three streams, you might as well use the problem stream as your objective one because that sets the context. Pero defining the importance of the RH bill, but looking at the contesting views from two very strong stakeholders, mainly the women's organizations and the church. So hindi siya pro or anti-life. It's basically para consistent din sa language ni Pindon. Who are the main stakeholders and how do they frame the problem? Okay, the politics of framing the problem. Yun ang process objective 1. Tapos yung objective 2, ano pa pwedeng pati sa objective 2? How this problem is magnified and constructed in media. So yung so using the media as an instrument to get public support, to to get public support and to diminish the value of the position of the other group. Diba? Nagbabangayan yung dalawa eh. Yun yung sa objective 2. Pero sa objective 3, pwede mo nang tingnan yung the whole analysis of the policy stream. Kasi dyan nagbabakbakan finally kung ano yung decisions and so forth. As it affects the final outcome of the HP. So problem stream, objective 1, political stream, objective 2, tapos policy stream and the outcome, objective 3. Pero agree ako dun sa comments mo, being na how do the claims of legislators, what the women's groups, significant stakeholders or key stakeholders and media affect the final outcome of HB 5042. So yun dapat ang research question. Sino ang mga nakikita niyong policy entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
Who are these? Baka naglalagay kayo ng units of analysis yan, hindi naman operationalize.
Authors of yung House Bill 5042, mga proponents.
Kasi kita mo, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, pagdating ng operational lang talaga, policy entrepreneur is a concept. You have to give us a name, a face, an organization, an entity, whatever, that will make us understand if you were really faithful in terms of applying John Kingdon. So, sinong policy entrepreneurs nyo?
Authors of House Bill 5042, kasama sa EDSA naman, Giselle Severos.
Anong definition ng John Kingdon as policy entrepreneur? Person talaga.
Yung, di ba sabi niyo dito proponents? Paano kung yung mga nag-o-oppose ng bill? Can they also be considered as policy entrepreneurs?
People who are willing to invest their resources in pushing fair proposals are responsible not only for founding important people.
Mali ang definition. Mali ang pagkaka-apply niya ng policy entrepreneur kasi sinasabi niyang authors yan. I guess it's John Kingdon. Mali. Ang policy entrepreneurs ay basically labas sila ng House of Representatives pero very strong ang kanilang influence sa policy making. Halimbawa, kapag pinatawag sila ng Arzobispo at kinausap sila, the Arzobispo is a policy entrepreneur. Kaya entrepreneur meron siyang makukuhang gain, meron siyang profit. At nagdenegosyo siya sa isang polisiya para makakuha niya yung polisiya in his or her favor. Lobbies.
So can we also apply there yung mga international?
Yes. Bilaterals, multilaterals, other NGOs, si Gigi nga. Si Gigi is a policy
Gigi is a policy entrepreneur.
Wagi and Don are policy entrepreneurs.
Kasi they lobby for this.
CBCP is a policy entrepreneur.
The UN is the
UN.
UNFP